Hi, I'm Dr. Henry Black from the New York University School of Medicine and President of the American Society of Hypertension. Today I'd like to talk to you about coffee. Coffee is something which I like to drink. Many of us do, but coffee's had a somewhat sullied reputation over the years as being a cause of morbidity and mortality. After all, it gets us wired. It may stimulate epinephrine and norepinephrine and raise blood pressure. And there have been concerns raised 20 or 25 years ago that coffee might be associated with cancer. The first report was about pancreatic cancer. And that turned out, as many subsequently have, to be confounded. People realized, as they became more sophisticated with these observational studies, that people who drank coffee smoked as well. And when there was an adjustment made for smoking or non-smoking, that risk disappeared. Well, this argument's persisted. Some studies show that coffee is not a problem. Some studies show that it is. And others have shown that it's in between and there's no particular risk. Well, this issue was addressed head-on by the combination of two very long and large observational studies, one the Nurses' Health Study in primarily women, and one in the Health Professional Study, which was primarily men, both done by the Harvard Medical School. The results were published recently in the Annals of Internal Medicine, and there are more than 100,000 observational data points or observations made on about 100,000 people. The bottom line is that there's no increased risk as you go from no coffee to more than 6 cups a day. And when you do proper adjustments for smoking and alcohol intake and physical activity and everything else that these same people do, it turns out there's even a trend for being protected against certain things. Liver cancer in women, type 2 diabetes in both men and women, and this is in spite of the fact that coffee has some acute physiological issues that could be a problem. What they also did was try to estimate the caffeine intake, and that didn't have any correlation with much of anything. So there may be some special properties of coffee that you don't find in tea, for example, you don't find in beverages containing caffeine that might actually be useful. So what could those be? Every epidemiological observation has to have some grounding in pathophysiology, or we can't take it seriously. Well, there have been some small studies and some interesting studies that coffee itself has antioxidant properties that you don't see with caffeine necessarily, and that these antioxidant properties might provide some benefit. You didn't see a relationship with decaffeinated coffee. So maybe it's something, again, we still have to sort out. So right now, I would say that the evidence right now is if you like to drink coffee, be my guest. It's probably not going to be a problem. Thanks very much. I'm Dr. Henry Black from the New York University School of Medicine and President of the American Society of Hypertension.